How's it going, everybody? It is your boy Ray Ray coming at you with another Fat Boy Takes on this wonderful Friday night. On today's pod, we're going to be talking about Dak Prescott wanting $40 million. That guy's a clown. We're also going to be talking about some big injuries to some of my favorite players from football, basketball, and we're also going to be going over the NBA Christmas games. And I finally got my shit together. I finally got my motherfucking doctor friend here. His name is Gabriel. Gabriel, can you tell us a little bit about yourself today?
Hi, Ray Ray. Pleasure to be here. Again, yes, I am a doctor of physical therapy, not to get confused with a physician. We specialize in rehabilitation, so after your favorite sports athletes become injured, we usually see them for rehabilitation. My background is I have a master's degree in physical therapy from Cal State Northridge, doctorate in physical therapy from Arcadia University, and orthopedic certified specialty from the American Physical Therapy Association.
Thanks for that wonderful intro, Dr. Gabe. Just a little bit more on her backstory. This is one of my best friends right here. I've known him for years. I used to be his boss, actually. That's how I met him. We worked at a restaurant. He was a server for me. He always says it was the best job he ever had. Of course, he fucking worked with me, dude. I was probably the fucking best boss he ever had, dude. I would always be texting on my phone, but, I don't give a fuck, dude. I was getting that paper, boys. But, so he's one of my best friends. I'm really excited that he's here. With that being said, let's get into this man, Dak Prescott, wanting $40 million. Oh, and one more thing, Cowboys Nation. I love you all, but all you guys need to stop being delusional. To be honest, we sound like the motherfucking Knicks of the motherfucking NFL with our delusional selves. If we're really thinking about paying Dak $40 million, if any of you are okay with paying Dak $40 million, you're fucking crazy. Number one, the guy has only won one playoff game. That is fucking dog shit. So one playoff game out of the 3 years he's played for us, and he's missed the playoffs when Zeke wasn't there. So that's one thing. Another thing is, my man is not even... He wants to get paid top one money. This man ain't Patrick Mahomes. What? My man needs to lay off the weed or stop drinking all them beers he's drinking. Because, man, to be that delusional that you want to get paid $40 million for one playoff win when there's 13 quarterbacks that are better than you statistically... that's pretty wild. Let me give you a couple of examples of some of the quarterbacks that are better than him. Obviously, Patrick Mahomes, that man is on a rookie contract. Do we hear that man crying about his money? That man should be the only man crying about his money, actually. The man is the best quarterback in the league, hands down right now. Nobody can touch him. And then we have Drew Brees. Oh, wait, Drew Brees, that guy won a Super Bowl. That guy's not asking for a lot. Oh, actually, never mind. That man took a pay cut to stay competitive. That man wants to win. That man don't care about no money. That man wants to win another championship before he retires. Oh, look, another quarterback better than Dak. Phillip Rivers. That man took a pay cut. Wow. Russell Wilson's better than Phillip Rivers, but that man just got paid, and he kind of fucked the Seahawks. Just to be honest, the Seahawks ain't winning shit for a while. So, yeah, Seahawks fans, I'm sorry you paid that guy. Then you got the man Andrew Luck. Oh, I know the man Andrew Luck is making okay money. But that's another guy that's trying to compete. He ain't asking for a big-ass raise. Oh, and then we got that man Goff. That man Goff is on a rookie contract right now. And that man ain't crying about his money. You know why? Because he plays in L.A. He plays in a big market. So he knows no matter what, he's going to make money. He ain't being greedy. I didn't hear that man crying when Gurley got paid. Yeah, but Dak is crying. Dak wants $40 million. Fucking wild. And then we have that man, Watson. That's another quarterback better than Dak. And, Dak wants $40 million. And this guy's on a rookie contract. He ain't crying about his money. Wow. Then we have Tom 6 motherfucking rings Brady. That man literally won 6 rings. That man ain't crying about no money. Has taken several pay cuts to stay competitive and try to win rings. Big ups to him. Matt Ryan, another quarterback, better than Dak Prescott. Yes, he got his money, but he wasn't asking for no 40 mil. Then we got the man Ben Roethlisberger. Another guy that's better than Dak. Holy shit. Man. That guy's not crying about money. Then we have Aaron Rodgers. A guy that owns the Cowboys. That guy should buy fucking real estate in Dallas. I'm just being honest. He shits on the Cowboys every time he plays against us. That man ain't crying about no money. And then we got Baker Mayfield. That's another guy that's better than Dak statistically on a rookie contract. Are you guys getting it here?
Wait, I think you missed one. What about my boy Eli Manning?
Oh no, that guy's fucking garbage. That guy's like the 23rd best quarterback in the league.
Oh, okay.
Let's not talk about that. That guy's
What about shoe ring Eli?
Oh, we don't care about Eli.
Oh, okay.
And then Kirk Cousins. That's another guy that's better than Dak. And then number 14. I just named you guys 13 quarterbacks that are better than Dak Prescott. And you guys are really okay with trying to pay this man $40 million? No, please. I literally just named you 13 quarterbacks. Cowboys Nation.
But I think you missed one.
Who?
Danny Jones.
Danny Jones? Danny Jones? Why are we talking about Danny Jones, bro?
Well, he's the new kid on the block.
Oh, we don't care about that guy. That's another guy that's...
But he'll get paid eventually.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro, definitely. Danny Jones. Psych? Yeah, but back to Dak. Yeah, so I just named 13 quarterbacks that were better than Dak Prescott. And none of these quarterbacks are trying to get paid $40 million. So, Cowboys Nation, please, please, please. Let's not be silly. Let's not be delusional and act like Dak is worth the $40 million. And another thing, Dak literally plays in the biggest market in the NFL. Why does this guy need to get paid $40 million? He has the chance to compete for a Super Bowl for many years if they sign Zeke and he just takes a pay cut. And I know damn well if the Cowboys were to win a Super Bowl, this man will be immortalized. And he'll get money no matter what. He can make so much money off endorsements. Dallas will take care of him. The city, it's the biggest team in the NFL. He needs to stop with this bullshit, acting like he ain't going to get money. He's going to get his money no matter what. Yep, that's pretty much it about Dak. All right. Enough about Dak. Now let's get to some serious shit. You might be like, what is that serious shit you want to talk about? Well, we're going to talk about ACL tears today and Achilles tears. I'm pretty sure that a lot of people don't really have an idea what that is. That's why I wanted to get my buddy to talk about it. Because, it's happening more and more in the NFL and in the NBA these days. So I kind of wanted my buddy to come on the show to kind of break that down so we know what it is. Like ACL tears, that's an injury that's obviously Dalvin Cook just had one. It just happened to Klay Thompson. Rajon Rondo has had an ACL tear. CP3 has had an ACL tear. So, it's a big deal. So my buddy's here to tell us about it. Dr. Gabe, can you please explain a little bit about the ACL?
Yeah, Ray. So the ACL stands for anterior cruciate ligament. It's a ligament that attaches the posterior portion of the femur to the anterior...
Yo. Excuse me, doctor. Excuse me. You gotta explain this so a random idiot like me can understand this. So,
I get you.
Dumb it down. Dumb it down, please. Just a little bit.
So really, what the ligaments attach bones to each other. So the ACL is a ligament. So it attaches two bones together. So really what we're trying to do, or what the body tries to do with this ACL ligament, it attaches the bottom bone of your lower leg, called your tibia, to your thigh bone, which is called your femur.
Okay.
And so you might have heard of things called like the MCL, the LCL. A lot of times players will sprain their MCL.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so where is all this located?
These are all located in the knee joint. So a joint's where two bones or two bones interact. That's where that's a joint.
Nice.
So the ACL is commonly torn. And it's real important for knee stability. And if you're an athlete, if you're doing a lot of cutting motion, running, that type of stuff, if you don't have good knee stability, you can dislocate your knee. You can cause a lot of other secondary injuries.
That sounds terrible.
It's why it's real important for an athlete to have intact. But when they tear it, it really affects their game.
So why do you think this is happening more and more these days?
I think the level of athleticism in a lot of these sports has really gone off the charts. A lot of these players are like a lot more athletic than they used to be.
Okay.
This is just my opinion. A lot of the times you really can't prevent an ACL injury if a player lands wrong. Or if they're hit from the side. A lot of times when they're tackled, like football players, they'll be tackled from a lateral direction or from the side, and the knee joint wasn't made for that, and it can only withstand so much force.
Oh, I got that. Let's just say an average Joe like me tears his ACL.
Okay.
Like, what would be like the recovery time for like an average Joe like me compared to like a professional athlete?
So usually, like a professional athlete, they're like the top of their game. Like they have they're elite. Their bodies are like the best of the best. A dude like you,
like a fat guy like me,
yeah. Well, a dude like you, just to do normal activity, if you do your rehab correctly, it should take you about 4 to 6 months just to be back to normal. Your normal.
Normal? Holy shit! Yeah. So like an athlete can.
So
do that
you sitting at the computer, looking at these other podcasts.
At Pornhub. No, just kidding,
bro,
guys. Just kidding.
Yeah. But, getting back to your computer or your daily job, it should take you about 4 to 6 months to get back to normal with an ACL recovery.
Just normal. Like, not doing anything crazy, like running and all that.
No, unless you decided to become a professional athlete all of a sudden, that probably wouldn't be a good idea.
Oh, yeah. All of a sudden. Yeah. Okay, so how much would it take an athlete, like, to...
Well, and again, there's a lot of factors that go into it. It depends on whether it's only the ACL that was torn or if you have other structures that were damaged in the injury. A lot of times players will get a thing called the unhealthy triad or unhappy triad. That's where the player, they tear their ACL, their MCL. The MCL is a medial collateral ligament, and their meniscus at the same time.
Ouch.
So, depending on how bad the damage is, it can prolong the recovery.
So there's like different stages of this.
Well, there's different types of tears. There's stage 1 tear, which is like a minor tear, a stage 2, or a classification 2 tear, where it's a little bit bigger tear, and stage 3 is a complete tear, and that's usually what players need surgery for.
The 3.
The 3, and that's where usually they'll repair it with a cadaver ACL, or they'll use a tendon or some other tissue from the person themselves to make a new ACL.
All right. This was awesome. Thank you very much for breaking that down for us. I had no idea. I hope you guys learned as much as I did. I am like mind blown right now. Thank you.
I just want to make one other point. In terms of recovery for an athlete, there's different stages to the recovery. Initially you're just trying to get the range of motion back, then the strength. But in order to get back to that athletic ability, that's the prolonged recovery time. Usually, when they were talking about Klay Thompson coming back, they were saying about 9 months. I told you for a normal dude, about 4 to 6 months. That extra 3 months is to get back to normal training to be a elite player in the NBA.
Oh, okay.
So that's why it takes a little longer. Not because the person is taking it longer. Okay. It's just they need to get back to their athletic ability, and they can't do that without having that prolonged rehab.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. With that being said, thank you very much for explaining that. Yeah, so thanks again for explaining that. Now we're going to get into another big injury that's been happening to more and more players. It's like when they tear their Achilles. We all know Kobe Bryant tore his Achilles. KD just tore his Achilles. So, doctor, what is an Achilles tear?
All right, Ray. So an Achilles tear is it's a tear of the tendon, which attaches your calf muscles to your heel bone.
Okay.
So these are real important for athletes that do a lot of jumping or a lot of explosive movement. So if you're like a sprinter or a basketball player, soccer player, those types of things, where you go from like a slow speed to an explosive like run or sprint.
So since you're a doctor, do you deal with this on the daily? Do a lot of people get this, like normal Joes get this a lot too?
A lot of normal Joes will get it, but they usually get it doing stupid stuff. So it's like they were stepping off a ladder, or they tripped off a ladder real quick and they landed on their feet.
Stepping off a ladder?
Yeah, so what'll happen is they'll step down really hard, and the weight of their body coming down on the ground, their body, the calf muscle tries to absorb the shock, So the muscle's okay, but the tendon that attaches the muscle to the bone. So I want to break down. So we spoke about ACLs and ligaments. Ligaments attach two bones together.
Okay.
A tendon attaches a bone to a ligament.
Okay.
So that's the tissue that attaches a bone to a ligament. So if you get a big force that goes through the tendon, if the tendon's not strong or it's very stiff, it has the potential to tear. So an average Joe, if they land on their feet really hard, they have the potential to tear it. Or if you go from a really like sedentary position to like all of a sudden you have to sprint, that's usually where they tear it.
Man, that's crazy. So an average Joe can do this.
All these injuries an average person can get. They just usually get in a different fashion, not playing sports.
There's these athletes doing crazy stuff.
Sure.
And takes them forever to get it, but you can get it walking off a ladder?
Yeah, they get it usually from some sort of landing or they land wrong.
Man, that's wild, guys. Just imagine being like, oh man, I tore my Achilles. How'd you tear your Achilles? I was stepping off a ladder.
Basically.
Like, what the fuck? And then a basketball player's like, oh, I tore my Achilles. I was like dunking, and when I dunked, I came down wrong. I'm just saying, it sounds pretty shitty. Like, I'd rather be an athlete fucking up my Achilles than an average Joe.
Well, I'd rather be an athlete and making millions of dollars than sitting here at Fat Boy Takes.
Obviously. Okay, so how long is the recovery for an Achilles? Because I'm pretty sure it's longer than an ACL. Because it seems like more serious.
So the problem with an Achilles injury, you're dealing with tissue that's connected to a muscle.
Okay.
So the muscle, there's nothing wrong with the muscle. The muscle's intact. It's the tendon that's injured. So what the doctor does when they do an Achilles repair, they basically they reattach the tendon to the bone with a big screw, and they let it heal. Okay. The problem is your heel is it's like the furthest part away from your heart, and the blood flow is not that great down by your foot.
Okay.
So you need blood for the tissue to heal. Okay. You need good blood supply.
So is that why that injury takes so much longer?
Right, and the recovery is longer because the tissue is very delicate. So even though this tendon is supposed to be one of the strongest tendons in your body, if you don't let it heal after a rupture, it's going to not heal well, and you have the potential to re-rupture it.
Ouch.
So, yeah, it's real important that you do the rehab properly in order to come back from this injury.
So they say, like, if a player doesn't rehab correctly, like, and he comes back too soon, is he, like, more liable to, like, tear, like, an ACL or mess something else up?
Right. So usually what will happen is you'll have strength imbalances, muscle imbalances. Your form with running or doing athletic movements like cutting or stopping will be off. So then anytime your movement's affected, you are at more of a potential to get another secondary injury or re-injuring the damaged tissue.
Okay, so basically what you're saying, well, what I'm getting, sure. I'm an average fucking Joe. I don't fucking know all this crazy terminology and shit. So basically, it's like you have to work out your whole leg, basically, like everything, get it back to like...
You do have to because when you're rehabbing, so if I'm rehabbing my Achilles, I'm not really I can't put weight on my foot for like at least 6 weeks. Because I have to let that tendon heal. Okay. So in the meantime, the rest of my leg is getting really weak because I'm not really using it correctly. Okay. So now, even though the tendon may have healed, my leg's deconditioned compared to my non-involved leg. So you do have to retrain the leg entirely because you can't just spot treat. You have to treat the whole leg
as a whole.
Because the whole leg, when you walk or you run or you do any movement, you're using the whole leg. You're not just using one part. Okay, awesome.
So why do you think this injury happens a lot now?
Like I was saying with the ACL tear, there's a lot. The athletes are more athletic now. They do more intense movements. And, in doing so, it puts more stress on the joints, on the ligaments, tendons. So I think you're just seeing the effects of a higher intense athleticism.
So more athleticism, more
sure.
injuries.
And these players have been playing for years. There's AAU so wear and all kind. Yeah, the wear and tear on their bodies is higher than probably previous generations.
Okay, so say if this happened to me when I was like 30.
Sure.
Opposed to when it happened to me when I was like 35.
Sure.
Well, who has the better chance of coming back?
Obviously, the 30-year-old. When you're younger, your chances of recovery are a lot higher than an older. Even though 35 doesn't sound old to some of you, mate. But in terms of being an athlete, it's ancient. So being 35 as an athlete is not the greatest state to get an injury. Hence, Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, but Kobe Bryant is a freak of nature. Like,
Sure,
Kobe Bryant
but even when he came back, he wasn't the same Kobe that he was back in like 2008.
That's true. So what is your take on KD? KD is 30. You think KD will be able to come back from this injury?
I think KD will be fine. I think his athletic movements will be affected, but I think his shot should be fine. So, in my opinion, I think he'll be all right. His body type is not the ideal for this injury just because he's so long, so it makes it harder to recover, and he has longer lever arms in terms of the tendon. But that being said, I think if he does his rehab properly and he doesn't rush it, I think he'll be fine.
Awesome. It's nice to hear that KD's going to be okay. So, that's pretty much it for Achilles. I hope you guys learned a lot from this, because I think this was great, because I know a lot of people, we made sure to separate the ACL and Achilles, just so we didn't confuse any of you. So, hopefully you guys learned a lot. Because I know I did. So, now, moving on, let's talk about, let's all tie it all up, summarize it. Just a couple of people that have torn ACLs, DeMarcus Cousins, Jeremy McKinnon, Garoppolo, Adrian Peterson, and then Achilles, Kobe, KD. Those are the latest ones. Boogie tore his ACL.
He tore his Achilles too.
Oh, he did tear his Achilles.
And then he tore his ACL. He
got the double whammy. Poor guy. Feels bad, man. So now let's talk a little bit about fantasy, because you got to be careful drafting those dudes that got them ACL tears. Dalvin Cook, McKinnon, Garoppolo. So, doctor, why do you have to be so cautious when you draft these dudes for fantasy?
So, anytime a player has an injury, you want to be careful drafting them that same year of their recovery, because usually they're not fully recovered despite them coming back to play. I think for the most part they're probably about 80-90% recovered. But in order to perform at a high level in the NBA, NFL, or any major league, you really probably need about another 6 months to be at that level. For normal things, they're fully recovered, but these are high-level athletes, and you always want to be a little cautious. And the training staffs are probably going to be a little cautious with them too, maybe putting minute restrictions and other things. Okay,
so you guys hear that? Be careful drafting them.
It doesn't mean you shouldn't draft them. It just means you need to have the expectation of they may not play to their full ability.
Have a backup plan, basically.
Exactly.
Oh, by the way, this guy is the champion of our league. Just so you guys know, he won the league last year. Fuck you.
Yeah, but I had some injuries that helped me out by other players on other teams.
Oh, that is true. What's the name of your team, by the way?
Oh, Big Daddy Gabe.
No, I thought it was Healing Hands.
That was one year where all my team was broken.
Oh, that's only when your team's injured.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay. So, yeah, moving on. Those are a couple of examples. So, what do we do, what about Todd Gurley?
Oh, in his glass knees?
Oh, yeah, because I know this dude that drafted Todd Gurley, and this man was for sure winning the league. Well, our league. He for sure was winning. Because he was like, I got Todd Gurley. I ain't about to shit on all you motherfuckers. We know Todd Gurley plays in the playoffs. Blah, 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 blah. What happened with that guy?
So, Todd Gurley was diagnosed with knee arthritis. That, that's just a general term. It's not, it's wear and tear on the joint.
Yeah, but this guy's 25.
Yeah, but that fool has been playing for probably, his whole life being a running back. The wear and tear on his knees is probably taking a hit. He might have been predisposed to it.
Hold on though. So what you're saying is, do you guys remember when I was talking about why running backs deserve to get paid? Why they try to demand their contracts, like Melvin Gordon, Zeke. So it's because they get hit a lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
They take a beating, correct?
They do. That's probably one of the roughest positions in all of sports.
All of sports. Wow, that's crazy. These running backs take a beating. That's crazy. So, Dr. Gabe, what do you think the expectations for Todd Gurley are?
Well, I think, in the beginning of the season, he'll probably be fine. The arthritis has probably been there for a while, and I mean, obviously the training staff probably knew about it. But, as the season wears on, as we saw last year, his playmaking ability was probably, altered because of his knee pain. So I feel like he might have some sort of minute restriction, or he may not play every play of the game. So, might. I'm hoping you don't see a running back by committee, but, you never know.
So, Dr. Gabe, so you're saying don't draft this guy like in the top 5?
I mean, I probably wouldn't, but,
Okay.
I would hope to see him in the later rounds, and I'd still pick him up back, a little later in the draft.
So you think it's looking like it's going to be by committee, right? You think his
I don't
knee,
know that. I'm just saying it wouldn't be shocking to me if it wasn't.
because you don't think his knee will hold up the whole year, correct?
I think they want to save him so he doesn't sit out like he did in last year's playoffs, where he couldn't even really do anything in the Super Bowl if they make it that far.
Okay. So
it's kind of like with Kawhi Leonard, having him sit out all those games.
all
and
that
they
load management?
The load management. They
Just
can do that
save
in
him?
football. Why not?
Okay. That's a good take. I like that.
Dude.
Yeah, so I know it's only August, but I am really hyped about the NBA Christmas games. I know the schedule dropped like last week, and I'm super hyped about it. And yeah, let's get into it.
Christmas in August?
Yo, man. I'm just excited, man. I'm looking forward to the season. I'm just looking forward to seeing being able to watch basketball and the NFL. I'm sorry, we all know I fucking hate baseball. If you like baseball, this isn't the fucking pod for you, and I'm sorry. But I still love you. If you support me, even though I don't like baseball, I love you. But yeah, let's talk about the Christmas games. So the first Christmas game is the Milwaukee Bucks and the 76ers. I think that game is going to be great. I don't know if that's the first game that the Bucks and Sixers play this year, but that game's going to be good with the addition of Al Horford. That should make it a super sick game. And then let's talk about the Boston versus Toronto game. I'm really excited to see Boston on Christmas. And I know all of Canada is excited to finally get to see the Raptors play on Christmas. They've only been bitching about it for like who knows how fucking long. Sucks that Kawhi left, but they're excited about that. And then let's talk about
the battle for LA.
The battle for LA. This is going to be probably the most watched game. I'm not going to lie. It's one of the later games. It's going to be, you got Anthony Davis on the court, LBJ. Hopefully, Kawhi and PG-13. Hopefully, nobody gets injured. I pray to the Lord that everybody plays in this game.
We'll be here for your injury advice.
Yes.
That coming.
So hopefully
Christmas
Kawhi
Day.
or LBJ doesn't get injured, because to be honest, I think that's going to be the hypest game on Christmas. Hopefully it's not a blowout. I hate when there's Christmas games and it's a damn blowout. Like, that's the shit that sucks. Like, I do not want to watch a blowout on Christmas. I literally want to make sure I hope every game is close. And then let's talk about the next game after that is the New Orleans Pelicans and the Denver Nuggets. I'm just going to throw this out there. No disrespect to you Pelican fans. I really hope the team is solid. But to be honest, I don't think that team deserves a Christmas game. Yes, the Nuggets do. The Nuggets are a fucking great team, and they deserve that Christmas game. But I don't know about New Orleans. But hopefully we'll see. Hopefully they prove me wrong. I'm really hoping they prove me wrong. I really hope they do. But I'm excited to see the Nuggets play. And the last game, obviously, Houston, Golden State. I'm pretty sure a lot of you are hyped about this as well, because Houston got Westbrook, and then, well, obviously Golden State lost KD, and I know that's like one of those. It's a big rivalry, even though I think Houston's gonna fall off a bit. But I guess we'll find out. We'll see how everything works out. Is there any games that you're excited about, Dr. Gabe?
I'm just excited about that Clipper-Laker game, to be honest.
Why?
Go Lakers.
Go Lakers.
Laker
oh,
Nation,
man. Dude, this guy's not coming on my pod no more. Psych, just kidding, guys. I'm glad you're excited about that game. So you're just excited because the Lakers are playing on Christmas.
Well, they always play on Christmas, so it's all good. It's always Christmas and Christmas.
It's always Christmas and Christmas. Yikes. So So you're excited. I'm pretty sure you're more excited now that they're going to be good, correct?
Yeah, but as a true Laker fan, it didn't matter if they were good or bad. Laker
Yeah.
Nation, bro.
Oh, Laker Nation. But most of the Laker fans now are old Golden State Warriors fans. Just kidding.
You know, the NBA is always better when the Lakers are good. Don't you agree?
It definitely is. It's better. The NBA is always good when the Lakers and Celtics are good. When the Knicks are good, but I don't know when that's gonna be. The Knicks fucking stink. It's always better like when you have a lot of teams that are good. And to me, I feel like this is one of those years that there's a lot of the teams that are gonna be good. Like there's no way of saying who's coming out of.
Well, you don't got to worry about the Knicks when you got the Nets.
The Nets, brother, the Nets are not as good as they are.
Well, they will be one day
when they get KD back. But that's going to be a whole year. Man, this guy said the Nets. Yikes. But it always is better when the Lakers and the Celtics are good. It's just facts. Those are the two best franchises in the NBA, no matter what anybody says. Even though if the Lakers have a down year or the C's have a down year, no matter what, whenever those two teams are good, it's always better for the NBA. Yeah, so it's always good for the NBA. And that's pretty much it for today's podcast. I wanted to thank my sponsor today, Pools by Chris out in Lancaster, California. Why drain the swamp when you can clean it? So yeah, thank you for sponsoring the pod today, Chris. I love you, brother. And I also want to give a shout out to my buddy Gus. Happy birthday, you stupid motherfucker. I hope you're having a good time with your girl. Hope you're getting fucking lit. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the pod. I want to thank Dr. Gabe. Thank you very much. I know you didn't have to do this. I know you're a busy man. I know you over here grinding hard to get your MBA. So I appreciate you coming on the pod today. So yeah, that's pretty much it, everybody. I hope you guys all have a wonderful night. I hope you guys enjoyed the pod because I enjoyed making it today. And to whoever listens to the pod, thank you very much. I appreciate all of you because I know you can be doing something better with the 30 minutes of your life, but you're over here chilling with me, so I really appreciate that. And I'm gonna drink some more beers with my buds. And yeah, so take care. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. The pod is up on, you can search the pod on Apple now, on Apple Pod. It's up, so make sure you guys check it out there. It's still up on Podbean. I also have it up on Google Music. And make sure you guys rate the pod, please. I'd really appreciate that. And yeah, give me them 5 stars, boys. I'd really appreciate that. Yeah, but take care. Have a good night. Catch you guys later. Oh, and one more thing. I'm a clown, and I forgot. I am going to be starting an IG soon. It's going to be at Fatboy Takes. So I will start an IG soon, and I also will be starting an FB page. I do have a Twitter. It's at fatboytakes.com. I mean, at Fatboy Takes. I don't know why the fuck I said .com, but yeah, the at is at Fatboy Takes. I'm going to start being more active on there. I'm going to start tweeting more. And yeah, that's pretty much it for today. And again, have a good night.